Permaculture has three different bits of thinking. The first is an ethic. If there's 7 billion people on the planet and everyone's trying to grab as much as they can, as quick as they can, we're stuffed. End of story. It's trying to teach people about environmental impact. There has to be a purpose other than how much can I have. The second bit of thinking I would call attitudinal or philosophical. If I have a system I can't just take out, I have to put back in at least as much as I've taken out, preferably more. It's a lot easier to put more in than you take out if you take less out in the first place. So in permaculture there's a hierarchy of thinking. How much can I create? How much can I conserve? How little do I need to use? And that means that when you do use things, you try and use them to their highest value. The third bit of thinking is what we call the design principles, and essentially they've come from an understanding of what makes natural systems work. Natural systems have been around for zillions of years, they're sustainable. So what is it that keeps them going? If we use those same principles in the design of human systems, we might head towards sustainability. Everything must cycle, so the waste of one thing is the food for the next. And in permaculture, your aim is how many times can I cycle and how quickly can I cycle? I produce no waste, reuse endlessly. "23 years ago, that whole area was the car park for the greenfields, and it's now a wooded area. In permaculture, you're trying to do things not only for your own benefit, but for the benefit all of life. And here we've got comfrey in flower, and if you look, there's hundreds of bumblebees on here. One of the principles of permaculture is about how we get beneficial relationships between things. And I've got different plants planted together so that they kind of work together. We dug the pond, moved the clay, 50 yards, and built a house with it. The wood all came from on site. It's all incredibly local. In summer, it's much cooler inside than it is out. And in winter, it's warmer inside than it is outside. So it's a very comfortable space to live in. Those walls on the north side where you don't get the sun for insulation, they're straw bale walls. On the roof, you probably noticed there were a whole load of plants. I can actually either eat the roof or use it as my first aid box. Here we have a cob oven in which I bake cakes and flapjacks and roasted veg, and if there's any space I'll do potato wedges. There's the oven. Basically the clay, which is mixed with sand and straw, it's cob, that provides the thermal mass so that once the oven gets up to temperature it'll keep it nicely there, and we'll be providing the best homemade cakes in town.